Welcome to Sipping with Maria and Tika G. We got to pay these bills, so let go. Here's a word from our sponsors. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. When hosted on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more.
It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free.
Whoop whoop!
Boop! Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Today. Welcome to Sipping with Maria and Tika G, where we do not talk about politics, religion, or celebrities. We feel like there are enough blogs, and other podcasts that talk about that stuff. Here on this show, we talk about everyday life. You can come up here, you can vent, and talk about anything you want other than those three. Last season, we talked about relationships. We picked that topic because it's something that everyone can relate to. We were not just talking about couples. We was talking about all types of relationships, the parent and child relationship, the in-law relationship, the friends with benefits relationships, and the list went on and on. This season 2, is called Let's Talk About It. That's when you, the listeners, get to choose the topic that you would like for us to talk about. And if we pick your topic, you will be asked to be on the show. Last week, we had Kimla the Boss come on and she told her story. This week, we have another special guest on the show for us today. Tika, who is our special guest for today?
Hey. Our special guest is April Ballard. And we look forward to hearing your story today, April. Welcome.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
So we noticed you picked the truth and you wanted to tell your truth. So the floor is all yours. Before we get into your story, how is your day going so far?
It's going good.
That's good. Now, you're talking about your truth. Please know that we get it on, up in here. So please feel free to talk freely. There's no restrictions on what you can and cannot say. So I'm going to go ahead and turn over the floor to you, April, and let's go ahead and hear your truth.
Well, hello everybody. Once again, I'm April Ballard, and my topic is called The Truth. And I don't know, it's like just been going through a lot of things, like especially youngerhood and adulthood. It's like a lot of people, they call me weird or crazy because I have a disorder that's called a schizoaffective disorder, where I see and I hear voices and I characterize all of them. They have names all the way down to personalities and everything. And you have good ones and you have bad ones. And I am getting help for it. But being like in relationship wise, I let them know up front before I get into a relationship with them to let them know what's going on. Some say they can handle it, some say that they can't. But the ones that they can, they try to motivate me, they try to push me. But sometimes I just feel like no one really understands what's going on with me. But when I was 19,
I'm sorry, this is Maria. I can definitely relate to the part of I don't like to call it a disability, but I too suffer from bipolar, borderline schizophrenia, and people do think that you're weird and crazy because they don't understand that this is an illness, this is real, and if you don't get the proper help, the proper treatment, then it can get out of hand. So I can definitely relate to that part as far as that disability, and that's also something that Tika, that's her field. I just wanted to touch bases on that. So I understand. I get that, April. You can go ahead and continue.
Okay. I started noticing that I was different when I was 3 years old. I didn't really like to go and hang around with people. I just wanted to go and just stay to myself. I had imaginary friend. Like my family will go and ask me, who am I talking to? And I will go and tell them I'm talking to her right there. And they're like, we don't see anybody. And I'm like, she's right here. And it's like every time I move, she would move. So they would just see me talking and talking and talking. And they're like, okay, well, does she talk back to you? And I'm like, yes. So they was like, well, can they hear what we're asking you? And I would go and say yes. So they asked me what was her name. So she has a whole name. Her name is Lashana Laquanda Ballard, the same as my last name. And everywhere I go, she goes. And it's like, they just really couldn't understand like different friends. They're like, okay, she's up here talking to herself. Like for instance, I remember one year for Christmas, Tika, remember the Fisher Price skates where you just put your shoes in the skates?
The Fisher Price. No. I'm sorry. I just had the regular skate. I don't remember the Fisher Price, but I did know that Fisher Price made skates. My cousins, they have some pictures and some, but yes.
Okay, so I had the skates on, and I'm just skating. So I asked Lashana, did she want to skate with me? She said yes. So I took the skates off. I let her put them on. And you know how like when you do something good when you're a child and you get praises and you want to be praised and everything. So I was clapping my hands and I was like, good girl, Lashana, good job, you're doing it. And it's like friends, they're just staring at you like there's no one there. So they're telling your parents or whoever that raised you, okay, April is doing this and April is doing that and she's saying this and she's saying that, and there's still nobody there. So it's like they're just like, oh, just let her be her, and they just brushed it off. Okay, so then I want to say like 13 to 16, I had a crush on a singer, Usher. I know we're not supposed to go and talk about him, but I had a little crush on him, and I wanted him to come to my 16th birthday party. So I wrote him a note, and one of his, I guess, administrators, they wrote me back stating why he couldn't come. So he sent me the little U symbol, and I still had it to this day. It's at my grandmother's house. And I just really wanted him to come because I was so in love with him and everything, but I knew that he wasn't going to be able, but just to see him in my presence, everything would have been good. And when I told my dad, because my dad wasn't in my life at the time, but we would just talk on the phone, I would see him every now and then whenever we got a chance to go to Richmond. And I told my dad I wanted him to come, and he kept trying to pull some strings, but it wouldn't happen. Then, let's see, 19 years old, that's when I had got raped and ended up having a child and everything. I didn't tell nobody for like a good 6 months. Like my grandma, she would ask me every day, she like, something just don't feel right with you. I smell it, you're pregnant. Because that's like how the old people, like the older generation, how they talk, they're just gonna be like, oh, I smell it, you're pregnant. And I would go and tell her, no, I'm not pregnant. it was just like every month she would just keep asking me. So then when I finally started showing, she was just like, okay, April, are you pregnant? And I said, no, I'm not. She said, so why do you have a stomach out of the blue? You haven't been having one, and now you have one. And I was just like, well, you and mama told me that if I didn't start eating, that y'all was going to send me to a special hospital, or I was going to be on a feeding tube. So I just started to eat because I did not want to eat. I did not want to go and get fat. The only two things that I wanted to eat every day was candy and crushed ice. That's all I wanted to eat. But then when I got pregnant, I'm like, okay, I can't think about myself anymore. I got to think about this child. So I started eating, but to me, it just wasn't fulfilling like how the candy and the ice was.
April,
So, yes.
the pregnancy that you're talking about, was that a result from the rape?
Yes.
Let's talk about that. First of all, I'm sorry that you went through that. I think 97% of women have been through that, and it's never okay. It's never fun, and I'm sorry that at the end of the day that happened to you. Let's talk about more of that. The person that attacked you, did you know them?
I didn't know him at the time, but it was my friend's dad. And she actually got raped by her dad and had 2 kids. Her mother made her keep the kids.
And nobody never pressed charges on this man. He already got 2 kids by a minor and raped somebody else.
No, she never reported it, but I didn't report it until 6 months later because I was scared.
Understandable.
Because I remember just like it was yesterday, went to school, came home, did my homework. One of my friends, she came to my house, came and got me. We walked back to her house. After I get done, I will walk back to the house, just a normal everyday routine. Mm-hmm. So then it's like, you know how you're walking and you feel like someone is behind you?
Right. You know me. Okay. I'm very paranoid, so yeah.
So it's like I look back and I saw this man. Now, the type of neighborhood that I grew up in, everybody knows everybody. So I was like, okay, I don't know this man, so I'm just walking up even faster. So just out of nowhere, he picks me up and takes me into my neighbor's backyard. So I screamed, and I just thought that it was kind of ironic because even when kids scream, it could just be one child that could scream. Everybody is coming outside, and I did not see no one. And he put a gun to my head. He told me if I screamed again, that he was going to kill me. He told me that he knows everything about me. He knows where I stay. Everything.
This is why This is why I feel that every woman on this earth should take a self-defense class. And this is one of the reasons why I did not want, I love my children, but if I would have had a girl, she would have been, I think the age is 3 years old where they can start taking karate. She would have been in karate class from 3 years old for the rest of her life. I feel like it's very important that women know how to defend themselves and know that everything you have is a weapon. Your body is a weapon. Everything, your keys, your nails, your fingers is a weapon, your feet. Me personally, when I'm scared, I am violent. I am very, very violent when I'm scared. So to all you women out there that don't know no self-defense or don't fight, you better learn how. Because it's not just the men raping women. Women are raping women too, which is sad but true. That's another story for another time. But it's true. Women, you need to learn how to fight. Learn how to defend yourself. Learn how to take care of yourself. Go ahead, April. I just had to get that out.
Okay, so when he told me that he knew everything about me, I just went on and just got quiet, let him do what he had to do, because I was a virgin, because I was raised up in the church and I was brought up that you get married first before you have sex. So that's what I was trying to do, but it didn't work. So, like I said, I just got quiet, let him do what he had to go and do. So when it was all said and done, I just went on to the house and just act like nothing even happened. Just told my mom, I was like, I'm in, and she was like, okay. I stayed in my room all day. Like, I had to use the bathroom so bad, but I was just scared to come out because I just didn't want to talk to no one. So, like, they were just like, my mom, she didn't really ask me questions and stuff like that. But my grandmother, she would ask all the questions. And it was like I would come home from school, do my homework. I didn't even go back to my friend's house anymore. I would just go to my grandmama's house because she stayed right beside us. And I would just stay on the computer all day and all night. So it got to the point where I would tell my grandma, I'm getting ready to go home. And she's like, okay, all right. Never done that before. I would just leave. So when I get in the house, I would go and call her and be like, oh, I'm in the house. And so she's like, okay, all right. She's not really knowing what's really going on, but she's just like, okay. And that was just, that became an everyday routine. So then she put me in an exercise program. So I would go and exercise. And this one particular day when I was supposed to go and exercise, I was on the computer, and my granddaddy, he didn't like call you by your name. He was like, hey girl, hey boy. So he was like, hey girl, go get your key. Let's go. It's time to go exercise. And I'm like, okay, all right. So my grandma was like, okay, well, before y'all go, April, come upstairs. I want to talk to you. When she tells you to come upstairs, oh, it's about to be on.
Yeah, because she know what's going on. And that's what I meant. My grandmother, excuse my French, ain't shit go past her. Come here, you walking different. Come here, let me talk to you. You know, grandmas be on it. So yeah, I believe that. Grandma be on it. So she already knew what was going on with you.
So I went on upstairs, and I didn't never go in her room. I would like just stand at the door, and I had my hand covering my stomach. So she said, April, if you don't get in here, I can't stand when y'all go and do that. I tell y'all to come upstairs, and y'all want to go and talk to me at the door, come all the way in. So I came all the way in her room, and so she was like, okay, I'm gonna ask you this one more time. I said, okay, what? She was like, are you pregnant? And I was like, yes. So she was like, so you're going out there having sex. You know that you're supposed to go and wait until you get married. So you're just having sex. I said, yes. She said, well, who is this person? I said, I don't know. She said, so you're having sex with someone that you don't know? I was like, yes. So she was like, April, what were you thinking? And I was like, Grandma, I got raped. When I said it, I felt like everything was just gone away from me. Even when I still talk about it today, it just feels like a big relief.
Yes, it's good to talk about it. Like I tell people, sometimes, me personally, there's certain things you can't talk to your friends about, and certain things you can't talk to your family about. You feel more comfortable talking to a stranger because, in my opinion and my experiences as well, You talk to your friends, you tell them what's going on. Half of the time they don't believe you, or even if they do believe you, they talk too much. If I wanted everybody to know my business, I would have put it on Facebook. If I wanted to be judged, I would have told such and such. So I get it. The judgment, the pain. It's good to talk about it. It's good to talk about it all. And I'm glad that you felt comfortable to come on Sipping with Maria and Tika G to tell your story. So we really appreciate that. I am so sorry that you went through that. I feel your pain. Y'all will hear my story later on in a couple of episodes.
Yeah, I do feel your pain, and I'm sorry that happened to you. But I think that speaking about it and making people more aware out there in the community, can really help them to be able to speak about things and feel comfortable enough to share their story. Because and that's what it's about. It's about sharing your story. Whoever is out there and has anything negative in your mind, get it out your mind, because it doesn't matter. Someone is here telling their story, and it is for you, April. And so I'm so happy that you are doing this. And so when you did finally revealed that you were pregnant, how did the rest of your pregnancy go after that? Was it were you did you feel supported at that point?
Yes, because like my grandma and my mom was like, it was my decision on what I wanted to do. And I told them that I was going to have him and then give him up for adoption, because I'm still in school. I can't even take care of myself. I wasn't even working, and then have to go and depend on feeding on another person. So I told him that I was just going to have him and then give him up and everything. And I found a good adoption place and everything. And I told him that the reason why, if I kept him, that I was going to resent him, and I was going to kill him, and I was going to kill myself the same day. So I ended up going to like little regular doctor appointments, and my blood pressure was really high. So my blood pressure was really high, and they sent me by ambulance to Norfolk to the King's Daughters. So my mom, she came over there with me. Later on, my grandma, my granddaddy, they ended up coming over there, and they stayed the whole day with me. And it's like right across, like where my room was, you can see the babies and you can hear them and everything. And I was just like, I got to the point where I asked my grandmama, because she closed the door, because I was tired of hearing them, because I was just like, what's the point of me hearing them if I'm not even going to keep my child?
Right.
And so she did that. And later on, they said that they was getting ready to go because they was tired, and they was going to come back over the next day. And so I was like, okay. So you know how like when you have the ultrasound on your stomach and everything, you hearing it kick in and the moving and everything.
Right. Yeah.
After a while, I didn't hear nothing. I didn't feel nothing. So I paged the nurse, And I told the nurse, I was like, you got to come in here real quick. Something is going on. I don't know what's going on, but something is going on. So she came in and she was like, what's wrong, April? I said, I don't feel nothing. I'm not hearing nothing. Do you hear anything? And so she was like, oh, she was like, everything is okay. She was like, you just need some oxygen because the baby wasn't getting enough oxygen. So she gave me some oxygen.
I had a question for you. April, my question to you is, do you have any regrets for giving your baby up?
No, I don't.
Okay. That was simple enough. May I ask why you don't?
Because at the end of the day, it was the best decision that I made. But even though I got him back later on and he's in my life. So, yeah.
Okay. So he's back in your life. How often do you see him? Does he live with you or y'all just...
He's in college and he comes down whenever he can, but most of the time I don't see him, or we'll just talk on Duo.
Okay. Well, have y'all talked about it? About why you gave him up?
Yes, he knows how he got here. Like, I wanted him to know when he was 10 years old, but the guy who had raped my friend, which was her dad, that's his sister. So she told him, and he knows how he got here. Like, he doesn't tell people that, oh, that's my dad. He'll go and say that bastard.
Okay. Wow.
And it's like, I can't get mad at him. I can't get mad at him about that, for him calling him a bastard.
Wow. Again, I'm sorry that you went through that you even had to experience that. I wouldn't want anyone to experience that at all, and I know that really messed with your mental.
Yes, it does. Because it's like, even with relationships, like, I had to go and let them know. And then it's like, sometimes when I'm having sexual intercourse with these guys, I can see the guy's face.
And I know that has to be hard.
Yes.
That has to be very hard. And I'm just sorry. I can't say sorry enough. Tika, what do you want to add?
Yes, I really wanted to touch up, I did not want to skim over, anything dealing with your health or your mental health. So I just really wanted to check in with that to see, how have you been doing? How have you been managing? For people out there that also may be diagnosed with schizophrenia or schizoaffective disorder, bipolar, how have you been managing, and what things have helped you?
Well, I'm getting help for it, and I try to talk to positive people. Like, I can talk to Maria about anything because she can relate to me and everything. But sometimes it's like the voices still get to talking, and I could go and say something out loud, and then Maria will go and say, "Oh, were you talking to me?" And I'm like, "No." But it's like they tell me really not to talk to anybody, the bad ones, just the bad ones. The good ones, they try to push me and motivate me, but the bad ones, they're just like, don't talk to nobody. They don't care. They're judging you, and they just don't care about you. They just want you to go on and just kill yourself. And the whole thing about it is that if I kill myself, all they're going to do is just take my soul out of me and put it in someone else. And it's just going to be a bunch of Aprils walking around.
Yes.
And I really don't think that would be such a good thing. One April is enough.
And I'm glad that you are receiving some support, because in my professional career I am a counselor, and I work with adults and children, so it is when people talk to me and they are diagnosed with schizophrenia, things like that, I had somebody tell me recently, it is 6 of us actually talking to you, and so he explained to me who the 6 people were and things like that, and it was 2 like you just stated that were telling him to not talk to me. So but he said it was beneficial to have somebody neutral to talk to, because I don't know him outside of him coming to talk to me for a counseling session, and so there's no like the no judgment zone, and being able to receive help and support. And also with the a behavioral support center or with the community service board, people have received help and support and things like that. So that's why I was asking you, do you feel like, have you received support? Do you have the neutral people in your life to talk to, and do you feel like you really are receiving help? Because I just really want you to feel like you are getting somewhere with everything, because you really can function. You are a functioning person in society. I want you to know that, so
yes. Pretty soon I'm going to be going to this place. It's called DARS. And they're going to be helping me. Like, I went up there just last week.
Like jobs? Was it like job coaching and things like that?
They help you with jobs too.
Yeah.
They have day support groups that I can attend if I feel like it, but I'm going to, because I just want to be around people that's just like me, that can relate, instead of trying to talk to someone who can't relate and they're just looking at you like like the little dumb look.
Okay. And I do understand that some people may not understand, or and some people do not want to understand. So that's why it's good to have some sort of support system where that I am, just because someone else may be looking at me in a strange way, to know that that you could just ignore them and keep it moving. You are a person and human just like they are. You just may have to work around some things, but it's not when people do not understand things, and
they tend to judge.
They tend to judge. It's good to ignore those people especially who do not want to understand, because it is real, and it's a lifelong thing, and it's it's enough for you alone to have find the proper resources and things that work for you, rather than worrying about people who are on the outside and looking at you in a judgmental way. So that's why I just really asked you that, because I want you to really focus on you and receiving that support for yourself, and so you could know that you are gonna make it in society and things like that. And you've made it this far, so I am proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you've been through a lot.
Yes, I have.
Yes, more than people would ever know. or be able to feel. So you have been through so much, and I am really proud of you for not only telling your story, but for still finding ways to, make a way for yourself. It is, it's very important. So, very
but
proud.
it's like I try to tell like some females that if you ever get into this situation, like being raped or anything, speak about it right then and there so that you can go and get the help, because it's not your fault. But just like Maria said, it's women that rape women. It's women that even rape men.
Right.
But it's like some men, they can't see it as the woman raping them. They're just saying, oh, this is just pleasure.
Right. You're right. It does happen on both sides. You're exactly right.
But all I'm saying is that if it ever happens to anybody, just go on and seek that attention. Tell it right then and there. If it happened that day, that evening, or that night, report it. And you will have people that's willing to help you and understand what's going on so that they can go and capture the person.
Right. Yes. Women, learn how to defend yourself. I don't care what you got to do. If you got to scream, shout, kick, do the windmill, do what you got to do. You have to learn how to defend yourself by any means necessary, because it's real out here in these streets. And 9 times out of 10, the person who attacked you is somebody you know.
Yes, because I know,
sad, but true.
I know, like in the older generation, everything was hush hush, don't tell, because they went through it and they couldn't tell nobody. So it starts to follow until this generation, and some are scared to go and tell and everything. Like I was scared to go and tell. And
tell you what, if anybody out there, all jokes aside, that is going through that situation and you scared to talk to somebody, Tika and myself are always available. Holler at us through the website. All jokes aside, one of us will get in contact with you. If not, both of us will get in contact with you. Don't be scared. This is a non-judgmental zone. Your business is your business. But if you need to talk to somebody, we're definitely here for that.
Okay. And then it's like with another thing, like with me, since I've been raped, it's like you just don't feel clean. It's like you constantly have to just keep washing up so that you can get that smell off of you.
I get it.
I totally get it. And to our listeners, please know that you could reach out for help, reach out for support. And if you do not know where to get support, Maria and I could help you find somewhere near you where you could get it. This topic is very important.
Very serious. It's real, because now after that it comes the depression, it comes the stress, the confusion. Now you feel like if you have children, I know people who's been in the situation that's been raped, that they won't even have kids. They want them, but they're scared. They're scared that what happened to them is going to happen to their children. It's a mental thing. And if it has happened to you, please get help. Get help. It's out there. It's free help out there. And again, if you need to talk, leave me and Tika a message on the voicemail on our website, and we would definitely get in contact with you and help you find the help that you need, the treatment that you need. Tika, is there anything else you want to say?
No, I just wanted to say thank you again for April for bringing up this topic. We do always want to have our listeners know that we're going to talk about everything. with our guests, and so glad that this topic was brought up because this is real. This is real life.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
And
is.
life isn't all about laughs all the time. It's, things serious happen to each of us, and and we try to get through life
Right.
in different types of ways. So thank you so much, April.
Welcome.
April, we really enjoyed you on the show. And for those of you out there who don't know, Sipping with Maria and Tika G will be every Thursday at 8 p.m. You can listen to us on any platform that you listen to a podcast on. We are there for. Let us know what you're sipping on, and stop being scared to use the microphone that's on the website. We want to hear your voices as well as see your words. Go ahead and leave us a voicemail. You might get lucky and hear your voicemail on the show. If you don't want us to play it on the show, just let us know in the voicemail. But feel free to leave us a voicemail on any of the platforms. We would love to hear your voice. Tika, back to you.
All right, well, thank you so much. And we really hope to hear from our listeners. And we will be talking to you guys soon.
Oh, and one more thing. Next week is definitely the 40/20 special. We will have Mita Black and Bobby Blaze on the show for the 40/20 special. You have to listen to it. I'm telling you, I already know it's going to be crazy. Ain't no telling what's going to come out their mouth. They will definitely be on the show. Look out for the promo so you can find out more information about Mita Black and Bobby Blaze. Again, thank you for listening to Sipping with Maria and Tika G. You can listen to us on any platform that you listen to a podcast on. We are available every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget your wine.